What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. So once again, Boston News 24 disrespects another African American fighter. Every time, I told y'all, every time they do this, I'm on them, right? Because they don't do this with nobody else. Now, they are claiming that His Excellency Turki gave the pound-for-pound king, undefeated 5-division champion, 3-division undisputed champion, who will retire first ballot Hall of Famer, Terence "Bud" Crawford, who has 42 wins, no loss, no draw, 31 wins by way of knockout at 38 years of age, 5'8" with a 74-inch arm. They are now claiming that Terence Crawford got a gift from His Excellency and $50 to $75 million that Terence Crawford made to fight another first ballot Hall of Famer, another 4-division champion, another 2-time undisputed, and at the time, the reigning undisputed super middleweight, Saul Canelo Alvarez, who are arguably the greatest Mexican fighter in history. You can make a case, you can make an argument. I personally think it's Salvador Sanchez, but you can make a case that it's Canelo Alvarez, who is now 63 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws, 39 wins by way of knockout. Canelo Alvarez was supposed to be, according to Boston News 24 and majority, 90% of the boxing world, Terence Crawford essentially moving up 3 weight classes, technically 2, because he had 1 stop, 1 fight at 154 last August against Israel Majimov for the WBA title. That made him a 4-division champion. After he dismantled, shockingly in dramatic fashion, Errol the True Spence Jr., who is a Hall of Famer. I don't know if he's first ballot, but he's definitely a Hall of Famer, who was the unified champion for Undisputed. Terence Crawford dispatched him, dropped him multiple times and stopped him. Nobody saw that coming. Then he had 1 fight 1 year later against Israel Majimov in August. Then a year out layoff, he's going up to 168 from 154. 1 stop at 154. And everybody said that Terence Crawford was a money grab. Terence Crawford was just looking to cash out. Terence Crawford can't really beat Canelo. Canelo's going to knock him out, right? And then Terence Crawford goes up there, does what I thought he was going to do, and I said he was going to do years ago, and then he stated he was going to do. He dominates Canelo Alvarez, outclasses him, and the excuse of flying all over the place. Why? Because they don't have no rhyme or reason for why Terence Crawford was able to do what he did. And now Boston News 24 is claiming that Terence Crawford, he got away, he got a gift from His Excellency Turki against Canelo, who was washed up and a shell of himself now. Now he's a shell of himself, but everybody and their mom was saying Terence Crawford getting knocked out, he's too small. And now Terence Crawford outclasses him, now he's a shell of himself, right? It's just absolutely ridiculous and disrespectful to Terence Crawford's legacy, okay? Canelo Alvarez wasn't a shell of himself when he was doing what he was doing, but the moment he lost, see, here's the thing that people have to take into consideration is that we saw this movie before, okay? I'm not trying to discredit Terence Crawford and what he did, but we saw this movie before. We saw Canelo Alvarez get outclassed and lose every round of Floyd Mayweather, but they had an excuse there. And the excuse was he was too young, he was too green. Although he had 40-plus fights, 5 title defenses, and a unification against the top 3 guy in his division, who was a world champion, undefeated, southpaw slick, Austin Trout. And he unified the belts. And then he called out Floyd Mayweather, right? But yet, they say he was too green, he was too young, okay? Then he goes and he beats Sergey Crusher Kovalev. That makes him a 4-division champion at 175 for the WBO, knocks out Crusher Kovalev. Everybody's praising him. He's the best fighter in the world. He's the face of boxing. He's the cash cow. Then just a few fights later, he goes back up. He goes down to 168, becomes undisputed, then goes back up to 175 to challenge himself against a smaller guy at 175 than Sergey Kovalev, who was seen to be a small light heavyweight, and Dimitri Bivol, and gets outclassed again. Then he loses 9 rounds to 3, at worst 10 rounds to 2, I thought, at least, right? He loses to Dimitri Bivol, and then once again, they throw out the excuse that, oh, he was daring to be great. He went up against a bigger guy, right? Well, you was already a world champion at 175. You knocked out a bigger guy, Sergey Kovalev, who's actually bigger than Dimitri Bivol, who's the crusher. Now, he wasn't who he once was when he fought Andre Ward back in those years, but he's bigger, stronger guy, right? And Canelo knocked him out, and everybody gave him praise. But now he loses Dimitri Bivol because he was daring to be great against a bigger guy. No, he got outclassed. His style matchup, okay? He arguably lost to Erislandy Lara. That's what it is. No, Terence Crawford didn't steal $50 to $75 million and get a gift from Turki Al-Sheikh. Now they're talking about Terence Crawford need to earn his money and earn his keep with Turki Al-Sheikh and fight David Benavidez because Canelo Alvarez ducked him all these years. Now they want Terence Crawford to fight the 6'2", 75-inch arm reach who rehydrates to 200 pounds, who fights at 175, who Canelo Alvarez ducked and is a two-division champion, and the David Benavidez, the Mexican Ecuadorian monster. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. You will stop the blasphemy towards Terence Bud Crawford, man. Let's just praise and let's celebrate his accomplishments and what he did. Stop trying to discredit the man. Period. Nasty work. I don't know how these editors are allowed to do this, but it's just nasty work. But let me know what y'all think, man. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, or one word, it's your boy Blue signing off. I'm going. Peace.